I'm wedding princess.
We're 30, by the way.
We're 30, by the way.
We're 30, by the way.
It was our birthdays recently, did you know?
Do we look different? Do we look older? Hi, my name is Claire.
And I'm Molly.
And this is Book Stupid. Actually, wait, can I speak on being 30 really quickly?
Please, for the love of God. If you don't, who will?
Who will be brave enough?
Alright, let's hear it.
I don't know. Well, I think we should both talk about how we feel about 30, because famously, last time we were 29.
Famous, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know how you... I thought that 29 was, like, a much more difficult birthday.
Couldn't agree more.
29 was, like, hurt my feelings. 30, I was like, whatever. Who cares?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could not agree more. I remember before 29 going to one of those psychotic exercise classes that like intersperses treadmill sprints.
Yeah.
And being on a treadmill in front of a mirror because they have you watch yourself run.
Yeah.
And like making eye contact with myself and being like, who are you?
Yeah.
Go deep with it. Who are you?
Yeah, figure it out.
On this, the eve of your 29th birthday.
Which I think 29 forces you to kind of like...
Yeah,
reckon Saturn. Yeah.
Saturn. Saturn, and I think anxious girls too are like, well, I'm 30.
Yeah, like
I'm 30 now.
Round up.
Totally.
I did want to say though, I felt totally fine about turning 30, but I had to film a video for work on like a nice camera.
Yeah.
And I looked back at the footage and I was like, that can't be right. But then I saw myself in the footage and I was like, I want a bad camera actually, because what the hell? Why do I look like that?
Yeah.
My skin looks like it's sinking into the ground.
Listen, that's not true. My friend is beautiful and I don't like hearing her talk that way about herself.
Looked like I had gangrene. I don't even know what gangrene is, but I have it.
Did my dog give you giardia?
Maybe.
Okay, it didn't look... I'm sure...
You haven't seen the footage. It looked really bad. It was like...
the found footage 30, of the 30-year-old woman.
30 in 4K should not ever be seen.
Well, that's not true. 30 and... Irish
American.
And Catholic.
Yeah.
We don't age well.
You can see the guilt and the potato famine on my face. It's like, yeah. So yeah, like that kind of was a rude awakening for me, but otherwise I think I did so much preparation for 30 that I was like totally fine. And also I knew that 30 would be difficult, I guess. So I like did like boy in the bubble.
30 wasn't going to catch you unawares.
No. I was like, I am making my circumstances such that 30 will not harm me.
You had your holy water.
Yeah. It's like, away! My rosary beads.
By which you went to a spa and got a tattoo.
Wow, that was really reductive. No. What I did was honor myself and celebrate myself. Yeah. So I knew that I was like 30. I don't, because I also get like, we always do the joint birthday party and it's like that's how I want to celebrate. And then on my actual birthday, I kind of want to like,
you want an introspective.
I don't want to be around actually.
Okay. Even like you wouldn't like hanging out with me a little bit?
No, I would, but I think I start to feel pressure, and this is not like, but I'm like, I don't really want to make a big fuss, but then I feel like if I hang out with like
you have to perform
one person, then it's
girl.
like, oh, everyone's gotta get a piece of the birthday girl then, and it's like the birthday girl actually wants to like sit in a room alone.
Yeah.
Which I know is like weird, but that's how I feel.
Listen, you're very popular.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You're integral to groups.
This was before... Thank you, yes. Molly's saying that because today I got my, like, I don't even know, my body read.
Meanwhile, I just read my own body and I was like, why am I sitting here like this?
Yeah, what does that mean? You gotta go see my guy.
Yeah, okay, so you got your body read.
I had, like, a work event today and one of the like things was this guy was like, I'll read your body. He was doing, it was something called like human design. readings. I don't know. Aaron, I think, has talked about it before.
Yeah.
It's because some of the words were like pinging in my brain. But he told me a lot of things. He told me that like that my sacral, I don't know what they're called. My sacral like energy is like my chakra. Maybe that's what someone said. Yeah. It's like that's my girl.
You lead with your sacral.
I lead with my sacral, which is my voice.
And that's why you have a podcast. Did you tell him you have a podcast?
Oh, no, I didn't. I really didn't get into...
He knew.
I didn't say any personal details to him. I just let him speak to me.
Right.
But I was saying, when I came in today, he started talking to me about my energy or whatever, and I went, uh-huh, and he went, see?
Classic.
Exactly. I knew it. And I was like, what? All I did was say, uh-huh. And he was like, it's because your voice.
Verbal assent.
That's your sacral.
Yeah.
He was like, you make a lot of noises.
Okay. Is he a romance writer?
I mean, I could definitely see it. Yeah, he told me, and then he also told me my spleen is also a big
for you. Big spleen.
Big spleen girl. Can't be good.
Nope. I'm all right, time.
Yeah. And he was like, you've got a really strong channel between your spleen and your adrenal, whatever.
Now, does your spleen process waste?
I don't know what your spleen does.
I don't know either.
I think it's one of those ones we don't really need.
Oh, right. It's optional. Oh, in fact...
I was gonna say, he actually did say it was like my gut.
Producer James is saying you need your spleen. I didn't ask for that fact check.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like it's like...
I think we don't need it.
Well, apparently, I've got a really strong channel between my spleen and my adrenal.
Okay.
Again, I don't know what the noun is, but my adrenal
Glands.
system, sure. And he was like, we like to call that the bitch.
The bitch.
The bitch channel, because...
The bitch channel.
Or, yeah, because he was like,
The
you're like
spleen to
really
adrenal.
judgy. You're super judgy. And you have like a lot of mean opinions.
This guy.
And he was like...
Where's the lie?
This guy is so right. The way you started that, I was like, oh, thank you for defending me.
I cannot believe that man was so dead on.
I can't believe how well that guy knows you. It's crazy. Yeah, he was like, you need to stop sharing your judgy opinions unless someone asks for them. And then he was like,
this will be our final episode.
yeah. And then he was like, but if someone asks, like, by all means, like, go for it. Tell them where to put their couch. And I was like, no, I need to know where to put my couch. I don't know where to put my couch.
Because you said he was kind of like a physics and like
he was very into like time and space.
You should get him in on the reno.
Yeah, well, we're neighbors, so he wants to meet up, and I'm not kidding.
Are we sure he wasn't kind of like hitting on you?
No, it was so old.
That again.
Also, I think he was wearing a skull wedding ring, so I think he's spoken for.
Is Erin married to him?
Or should she be?
Erin, who was our introduction to the human design,
yeah,
also wore a skull ring for
a long
like
time. Yeah,
10 years of her adult life.
We were all just like, sure.
Got it.
But yeah, that's... How are you feeling about 30?
I agree. Like 29 in with a bang, 30 in with a whimper.
Yeah,
it's like okay,
diva.
Okay, diva. Yeah, what is the big to do?
Yeah.
No, whatever. I've been prepping too.
I've been doomsday prepping for a year now.
I have my go bag.
I've got so many canned goods.
Yeah, I did. I feel like, okay, physically, you kind of let yourself, like, the veil drops and you see what you truly are. The monster you are. I did make a hair appointment and a Botox appointment for this month, yeah.
Okay.
A dye job.
Yeah.
It was also because someone in book club said dark roots are a recession indicator, and like...
I said that. Wait, no. Did I say that?
No.
Emily said it, but then I said something.
And you said, yeah.
I agreed strongly. I had a different recession indicator.
What was it?
I forget. Maybe I have no opinions, actually.
That's what the guy hoped.
Yeah. Wait, I learned.
I grew. Yeah, so I am like, oh, I can see the age etched into my Irish American face. But no, it was like kind of lovely. Here's a thought I had after this weekend, though, being our first weekend as full 30-year-olds. It was one of those days in New York that was like one of the first nice days, and by God does the city come alive. We went to a Yankees game. Take me out to the ball game, won't you?
And I will, Cracker Jack.
Irish Americans did not pack our sunscreen. Her knees.
It was the same.
You chose a tasteful jort for the big game.
Thank you. Didn't wear a lick of sunscreen.
Upper thighs were lobster red.
I just don't understand, like, I had the spots of, like, hot spots. So I had, like, my forearms
It was so weird. It was like your spleen and your adrenal. Just like magnets for the sun.
It started,
So it was like hot weather on a Saturday night.
Hot weather.
We're gonna have to pay her now. Fuck. But it was really warm, and the city gets caught up in it. And I too wore a short.
Yeah.
But I wore layers, and lo and behold, by like 6:30, 7 p.m. that night, it dropped. Like, actually, I saw like the Central Park tweeted, like, it's the most dramatic temperature change within an hour recorded in decades.
Really?
It was like a drop of like
crazy.
20 degrees.
And it was like freezing rain all of a sudden. It was just like.
But this 30-year-old wasn't caught too unprepared.
Yeah.
She had layers. She dressed kind of appropriate for the weather. She took a break and put on pants and a coat. So I felt 30 on Saturday, I guess.
I wanted to actually speak on this. I felt 30. This is like really against our collective nature. So I did a staycation for my 30th. That was to close the loop on being by myself on my 30th birthday. I went to a hotel by myself.
Yeah.
I packed a toothbrush.
You didn't.
And toothpaste.
That's actually a bridge too far.
I know. I actually, it felt really against my nature, but I literally had the thought, kind of a hassle to ask the lobby.
Did you use it?
Yes! Joops asked, did I use it? And I did, which is a really valid question.
Yep.
Only once, though.
You were only there one night.
Yeah, right. One brush.
Clearly.
Yeah, let's not go too far. I don't need to brush twice. That's for 31.
Everyone knows at 31 you brush twice. It'll come for us yet.
Yeah.
I do think I have a cavity that's...
Oh, no. Add that balayage Botox cavity.
Oh, I'm not going to the dentist.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
They can fill it when I'm dead. So your staycation, sorry, I was reductive. It involved a gorgeous hotel stay.
I got some treatments.
You got some treatments.
Yeah,
and
which I promptly seared off at Yankee Stadium.
I know. On the way to the stadium, we were like, God, you're really glowing. You're like, yeah, hydrofacial. And you looked so great. On the way home, you were like...
It was like I sprayed Pam on my face and just went into the sun.
It was just slightly crispier. Yeah.
I did all the work she did. So I got a massage and a facial at the hotel and spa.
And then she spent the whole next day prefacing sentences with, my facialist said, or, my masseuse said.
I did do that. But it's because they said so many strange things. My masseuse was massaging me, and she just goes, "You're back." I wish I could take a picture of it. Didn't say anything else. And I was like,
No, that's not true. First she asked, are you an athlete? Are you a professional athlete?
She did not say that. She said, do you work out? And I was like, I mean, yeah, kind of. I'm trying to train harder. Like, I'm trying. And then later she was like, I wish I could take a picture of your back. And I was like, just say it. Like, what is going on? And then I was like, I mean, I do work out.
What's on my back?
Yeah. She's like, she saw a problematic mole.
You should get a load of the size of this spider.
And I was like, I do work out. And she was like, I can tell. And I was like, okay, I don't know.
So, okay, it was about you having a really defined back.
I think it was about me having a big back, which is a phrase I learned from my Gen Z cousin.
Wait, no, what's that? That congresswoman was like, big. She's describing Marjorie Taylor Greene. No, it's like the congresswoman Jasmine Crockett when she called Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's like it's like bleach blonde, bad built, butch body.
Holy fucking shit!
Bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. Wow. Yeah.
I love an alliteration.
Yeah, but she wasn't saying that to you.
I don't know what she was saying because she didn't say anything. She just kept going,
you
"You're
look
back."
really hot and cut. She's like, you've been training.
I think she was saying like, "Are you okay? Can I help?"
Hey, maybe like after this, can I look at your back?
Yes, please. I'm looking for answers.
Okay.
My facialist did say, and this chuffed me big time. She said, "You actually have great skin."
Like,
And actually only hurt a little.
for an Irish American, or?
For 30-year-old Irish American, yes.
Really nice.
Yeah.
And then your third practitioner of the weekend was a tattoo
Then I
artist.
got a little tattoo because, like, why not? You know, round out the day.
Yeah.
And she was great. Really enjoyed. She told me a lot about her ghost experiences for 2 hours while she
perfect.
put a tiny cowboy on my ankle. It was also the least painful. I've only had 3 tattoos, but it was so unpainful.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think
I
it's
don't
just
know.
you're getting numb with age?
Maybe. But I think she was also like, no, I notoriously have a very, she kept saying like
featherlight
gentle
touch.
hand. She was like, people always tell me that.
Everyone was hitting on you.
I guess so.
I guess so.
That's 30 for you.
That's 30, baby. Okay, so outside of, being 30, like, has it changed what we're reading, what we're listening to?
Nope.
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 What are you? Did you finish Fourth Wing?
I finished Fourth Wing. Thank
And?
you.
And?
This isn't a judgment, despite my bitch channel or whatever. I'm not mentally ill about Fourth Wing. I almost called it the Fourth Wing. Okay. I enjoyed it, period.
Hey, I'll say this.
Yeah.
I wasn't mentally ill after reading Fourth Wing either.
Really?
I-
What tipped the scales?
I only became mentally ill with Onyx Storm.
Oh, shit.
I tried to quit the second one a bunch of times.
Really?
And I was like, I guess.
Wait,
like,
when did it turn for you within the second one? I haven't started the second one yet.
The third one I turned. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
I
this
was
is
like,
shaking me in my core.
Yeah, no, the second one was really hard for me to get through, and I was like deliberating not getting the third. And then I was like, well,
This
I
is
don't
not
know.
giving me hope.
And then I started the third, and I was like, wait, something just snapped into place where I was like, these
Snapped like her
stories-
twig body.
These stories mean everything to me. I'm genuinely not sure if it is the books or if I'm just going through a period of mental. I'm not kidding.
I am like feeling very strange that I didn't have that reaction.
I didn't until the third book.
Okay.
Yeah. Just wait until you become insane.
Yeah, so can I share I liked it. I want to start with that. I thought I did enjoy it. I found the romance really interesting, and by interesting I mean hot. The first smut scene was so long. I was like,
Yeah.
wow,
Uh-huh.
okay. Not complaining, just stating a fact. My complaints are as follows.
Okay, let's hear 'em.
I need to believe that there was a little more hate between them. I know like all you get is like Xaden being like, I'm not into it, but you know he is.
Yeah.
And she's like trying to get him to like say he's into it, but she is like, she folds immediately. She's like, I love you, by the way. And he's like, but you know he does, you know? And I needed there to be a little bit more tension. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't think there was enough enemies before there was lovers.
And here's what I'll say: with the more you read into the series, the more she emphasizes that there was never a hesitation. He's been in love with her forever.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know you liked that about it. I was like,
no conflict ever, please.
I was like tomato a little.
Tomato.
I like their dynamic. I like how into each other they are, but I was just like, every time, like, there's like, they're in a group of people and she's like, and by the way, I love you. And I'm like, this is so embarrassing. Like, there are people right there.
I
like,
know. I'm
so repressed. I was like, don't say that.
I think I like PDA in a romance.
Yeah.
This is crazy of me, and this is a symptom of my illness. So actually, you're not allowed to say anything. Okay. It's protected.
Cool.
It's protected. But I did reach a point after finishing the third book where I was like, anything else. It's like 1 a.m. I'm in the dark, just like hiding the light of my phone screen so I don't wake my fucking puppy and have to take him outside for the 9th time that night. And I'm like under the covers typing in Rebecca Yarrow's website. Anything, please. And
like, maybe there's a page we don't know about.
And get this. Remember when I was like, yeah, that one book sent me to her website for like added content. It was a smut. Rebecca Yarros has some like additional chapters on her website, only for Fourth Wing. I think she must have done it like before shit really took off for her, like as a promotional vehicle.
So for the first book?
Yeah, just the first one. Are you like so hot? I'm so hot.
Not really. I'm in my big t-shirt though. On the subway, I was getting so overstimulated that I texted Molly and Jupes, I need there to be a really big t-shirt and 2 Advil waiting for me when I get there. Which is why I'm wearing this shirt that says Trophy Husband.
I'd say it's yours, but it's one of Mitten's favorites.
I almost feel bad wearing it because I've seen Mittens wear this before and I'm like, oh no. Don't worry, I will give it back.
Yeah, no, so I went to her website and there are 2 different chapters that she rewrites from Xaden's perspective.
I did love the switch at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is something else I wanted to say. I'm interested in the war.
Okay. I want to see how long that lasts.
I'm sure it won't. But
I love the war.
Jupes just said I love the war. The whole book, I was like, so not into the war because I was like, usually at least the war there's like an enemy. They were just like the military industrial complex in this book is so like, I'm like, what is the budget? What are you fighting? Like
totally.
They don't even tell you what they're really fighting. They're just like, we must secure the borders. It's like, okay, build the wall. Like
totally.
It's giving like nationalism, honestly, until the end when I won't spoil it, but like I think you can spoil it. Okay. True. There's a plot twist at the end where it's like, we know the enemy is the state.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah!
Yeah, no, totally, right?
Tear it down!
Tear it the fuck down.
And the reveal at the end that the brother is still alive and fighting. Welcome to the revolution. I was like, I'm in.
I know.
I'm in.
I know.
So, yeah, no, I found the war interesting. I do really like the romance. I'm just like, looking for something more, I think.
Okay.
A little something to sink my teeth into.
What did you think of Taryn and Andarna's internal monologues?
Juice just asked, what did you think of Taryn's and Andarna's inner monologues? I liked them. Why? Do people not like them?
No, people love Taryn's. I think it's so
Actually, I did want to say, I think that there's more chemistry between
Taryn and Sigale.
No.
Wait, you have to run
Taryn. I think that there's more chemistry between Taryn and Violet than there is between Violet and Zayden. I don't mean sexual
You
chemistry.
want her to fuck her dragon?
No,
that is really sick.
I feel like
Bestiality.
I feel that there is a lot of like love there, and I feel that love, whereas I don't necessarily feel it with Zayden yet. But I'm excited to figure out the next one. I am probably gonna take a break. Just 'cause,
I would recommend, yeah. You need a break. Going right into book 2, I almost didn't make it through.
Yeah, right.
So
and like I had to take a break with Akatar, so I feel like it's healthy.
Yeah, totally.
I also wanted to say there was one adverb use.
Oh, we've
in
talked
this
a lot
book
about adverbs.
that triggered a Stephen King.
Yeah.
ire. I was like, he's so right.
Yeah.
Because at one point Xaden is talking to Violet, and again, this is like they're so like I'm like. Bleh, a little. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm yucking your yum.
No. Believe me, I went on this journey.
Okay. So, all right.
Also, again, I'm mentally ill. It might not be
Right,
about the
I'm
books at
sorry.
all.
I
It might not.
I'm doing a hate crime.
We don't. So
another
actually, you can't say that to me.
Okay.
No.
There's a part where he is talking to her and she's like, you kissed me, like, you were the one who kissed me. And he goes, I know I recklessly kissed you, or something. And I'm like, or no, I think you have to,
You had
to be there.
Yeah.
You had to be there, but it wasn't right. Okay?
I know I recklessly kissed you.
Yeah, that's not how people talk.
I know I kissed you recklessly. Yeah, you're right. That's not it.
Yeah.
I know it was reckless. That's how a person talks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And once we get into our writing exercise, I'll talk about this more. But like,
Love.
I really feel like you just have to say it out loud.
Just fucking say it.
And if it's not what a person would say,
Now I'm really self-conscious about our writing exercise.
well, the
but
same. Mine's not good. Let's just.
I haven't said mine out loud yet.
Me neither.
Okay, great.
But I said it out loud in my head.
Okay. I can't trust my head. I'm mentally ill.
True. Shit.
That bitch is crazy. So you bought some good merch.
I did.
This week from a publisher.
I didn't know it was a publisher. You just told me
Okay,
this.
it's 831 Stories, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's what. Okay, no, because I did this once you. So Siege got a really good T-shirt about, writing and reading.
It's a
romance.
red shirt that says everyone reads romance novels.
And you're probably gonna see her wear it, and she's gonna look really cool, and everyone's gonna be like,
Yeah.
"I love your shirt."
Yeah.
And so I got jealous, and I wanted to see what they had to sell.
Yeah.
And I am also a compulsive shopper. And I found an excellent hat that's like right up my alley.
It is so you. It's like, did she make this?
What does it say?
It says competence porn.
Competence porn. That's it. Yeah, so like smart.
They should make it
people
like
fall in love.
Oh wait, sorry. I was gonna say they should make it a wizard hat, but they're not wizards.
Like it works because that's the general fucking vibe, you know?
Yeah.
The wizard.
The best
Competence
wizard.
Okay, yeah. So I wanted the hat, competence porn, but then I realized it was a publisher, and I was kind of like, is it an imprint? Because it seems like they do like a pretty small and like very curated set of books. No, they're just a small independent publisher, and they did Big Fan, the book I talked about, that was on the approval matrix.
Right. Yes.
The one that was, and then I saw in one of their posts on their feed, they're like, they had included someone's Goodreads review that just said if Harry Styles dated Audrey Gelman.
Oh my
Do you know
god.
who that is? Yeah.
Read.
Right?
Yeah.
And it was the perfect description, and they knew
Yeah.
exactly how to market their own book. But they also do the same cover art treatment for every book they publish.
Okay.
So they're like carving out like a thing.
That's fun. I went on their website and I saw that they had like Big Fan merch, but I was like, oh, maybe they just like work with the author. I don't know.
They're the publisher.
That's cool.
And I like what they're doing.
Yeah. No, and I really like their brand.
We
for
like what
sure.
you're doing.
Yeah.
We like it a lot.
There's also then when you showed me your hat, I was like, well, I want a hat.
And we just do this back and forth till
Forever.
thousands of dollars are gone.
And they have a hat that says sports romance, which is like, if that's not us, I
Sports
don't
romance
know
and
what
competence
is.
porn.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, wait. On the subject of competence porn, I came across a concept I didn't know about. It's literary, but then also like I've seen Reddit threads now that like discuss it in film. I'd never heard of it before. Have you heard of an idiot plot?
No.
I think it's like not actually very common because they're not super compelling stories, but the premise of an idiot plot is like it's a story that is literally only advanced because everyone keeps doing the dumb thing.
Amelia Bedelia?
Like if anyone just acted with like a lick of intelligence, the story would be over in 3 pages. But instead you can have like a 300-page book just because everyone keeps being
Everyone's
stupid.
like slipping on banana peels.
An example, and this way Amelia Bedelia is good because there would be no story if she just did the instructions.
She had listening
on her notes.
skills.
She had reading comprehension.
Yeah, reading gum.
No, another example I came across on Reddit was Home Alone. Like if anyone just
Yeah, but then-
wasn't.
Then
She's really smart.
I was gonna say that, but I wonder if there must be one smart person in the room.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
to make it
Or
work.
like, do you just have to reach
Because they
critical
have to be
mass
the-
of idiots in the story for it to
Yeah.
work? Like, you can have a smart person frustrated at every turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you need like enough of the other people in the story to be acting like idiots for it to be an idiot plot.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know.
ultimately he is kind of like, I mean, he's very smart in the way that he fools the villains, but like, I also have like a thing about Home Alone where I'm like, youngest children.
Totally.
But I
He's
think
an idiot in that
he's an
he's a
idiot.
child.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's an idiot in that he's 8 and like
Yeah.
he's doing his best to survive.
Right,
So I
totally.
think it's a good example.
Thanks, Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I liked it, despite it being the opposite of competency porn.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not going to write one. But
Yeah, God, no.
I thought of it as an interesting exercise. Like, how would I propel a plot if I could
That-
only rely on people doing the dumb thing?
I think that would be really hard.
Yeah, totally. I don't want to do the exercise.
Yeah.
This
Is
week's
that what
was
we're
enough.
This week's was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one like writing thing that I wanted to talk about this week, or like piece of writing that I wanted to talk about. White Lotus.
Oh, yeah.
This is this most recent episode, which is the penultimate episode of the season.
It went by so fast.
I know. I had the same thought. I was like, "What?"
I know.
And also, I just don't think that this season's really doing it so much for me. And that has nothing to do with the incest, by the way. I like the incest.
Right.
Anyway, and I won't expand on that. I
don't like that.
but there was one line this week that really stuck with me. I just think, I mean, Mike White is such a great writer. Is he the writer for every episode? I don't know.
I think he is. I think he has really tight creative control over it.
Yeah. Well, whoever, I guess if it's him, hats off. And I feel like he does, I feel like we've maybe talked about this, but he does a really good job, I feel like, of writing women, which is like
I think so too.
kind of hard for men, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But like the women characters like say and do things, especially this season with the trio of women.
Totally.
Where I'm like, oh, he understands women.
Yeah. Yep.
But there was a line where Chelsea is on the phone with who's her boyfriend? Rick. She's on the phone with Rick, and she and it's just her end of the conversation, and she goes, I'm not going to try to do a Liverpool accent, but she's like, don't say I love ya. You have to say I love you. And I just think that's so funny and so true. Like, you know how sometimes you say, like, love ya to people where it's like,
Love ya.
I don't, again, repressed fear of intimacy, but, like,
No.
I say love you to, like, 3 people.
To people you're right.
Yeah.
But love ya, I would
Love ya
say
is-
to someone I wish ill.
I'd say it to fucking anyone. And also, I'll say love you to any animal. But
Well, I mean that, though.
yeah, true.
I say I love you to animals.
Yeah.
Every time.
I would die for
I
you.
love you. I love you.
You're my soulmate. But I think that's just such a funny thing, and it reminded me that my mom, she, like, sometimes if you're talking about, like, especially when we were growing up, if you talk about, like, an adult, and you say, like if I were talking about my dad, and I'd be like, yeah, no, I just told him. She'd be like, don't say him about your father. Which I always thought was so funny.
No, that's
and, like,
real.
Stupid. But, like, she was like, you, like, don't use a pronoun for your dad.
Completely. Like, I remember, like, my dad's mom being like, that's inappropriate.
Yeah, it's
like,
not right.
Right.
It's not what you're supposed to say. I told dad.
Yeah. But then I was in a tricky situation where for almost a decade, I didn't know what I was supposed to call my mother-in-law while we were dating, but it did feel disrespectful to use pronouns. So, like, do I call you, like, Mrs.? Do I call you your first name?
What did you mostly call her?
Hey.
Hey. Can't say you, pronoun alert.
A lot of gestures.
Yeah.
A lot of gestures. But yeah, there's no respectful way to
No.
address someone.
But I still do
informally.
think it's a little crazy to be like, you can't call your dad him. Like, what if I did, like,
What if
capital
it's
H? Capital H him.
No, Mom. The H was capital.
Well,
yeah.
then she'd be like, don't fucking say that about God.
You took the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, but okay, if that's not a case for pronouns being fine.
Right.
We use them all the time for God. I can't use it for dad.
Wait, so true. I'm putting
Call
this in my
her up.
back pocket the next time I talk to her.
No, Levia is such a good
Yeah,
call.
and like that's something I love when a piece of writing vocalizes something that I've never actually thought, but that is in my head.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I've never actually had the thought like, oh, I won't say I love you feels different than love ya, but it's something I live. You know what I mean?
Totally, yes.
I don't know. Maybe that's a very stupid thought.
No, no. I think his writing is so good because it lands right that like that very human, very like that we can see he knows women because it's like, and that we can see he knows like that nuance of language where it's like I love it. No, like
no, it does matter.
Levia's fucking bitchy.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm taking away from this season is I've seen on like Twitter and stuff people saying like, oh my god, the like Mook and Guy Talk. Wait, what's his name? Oh my god, like the Mook and Guy Talk storyline is like so boring. Like I've even seen people who are like really leftist, like whatever on the internet be like, it's actually so fucked up how little care he's giving the Thai characters, especially after we saw like the rich and deep storylines that the Italian characters got last season in season 2. I could not disagree with that take more. I don't know if people are like responding to like total screen share or whatever, but like the Mook and Guy Talk thing for me is subtle, but like that's Mike White's bag. Like that subtlety of theme expression and human expression. But like for me, their story, like they're the really obvious, like I kind of think the one with, you know, Malfoy's dad, Mr. Malfoy,
Tim Ratliff.
I think the storyline with Tim Ratliff is like a little boring, but I think that's actually like the misdirect. It's like that's Mike White saying like, yeah, don't worry, this is still about capitalism and the evil of greed, and like, you know, look, this rich family from North Carolina is now like getting their comeuppance because whatever. But I think then the Mook and Guy Talk storyline as like the pair to it is much less like that's the real story of greed or capitalism taken to its like outer boundary or its worst end of the spectrum, where like you see like this sweet fledgling relationship between these two young people, and you think like, oh, like something precious and something to like protect, and then like more and more it becomes clear that like her expectation of his upward mobility is expressly contingent on his like becoming more and more violent. And it's like that's the actual commentary. That's what Mike White is actually saying.
That's a good point.
It's like capitalism is ultimately about violence. Like the more mature it gets, the more violent it becomes. And like she's asking him to accept that trade-off, like because that's the trade-off, and he's a moral character grappling with it.
He's so sweet.
He's such a good boy.
Wait, this is making me think that I'm like watching White Lotus at like a third grade level. Holy shit.
This is really all to say, like, Percy Jackson.
I'm like, wasn't that love you line crazy? You're like, and so capitalism. But this is like really, it's making me see the show on a new, thank you.
Mike White is so happy.
Okay, here's what I think about Mike White, though. And this is what I meant to say when I was like scrambling for words. Like, he understands the nuance, whatever. He's a cumulative writer. He's not going to get, and people are like, it's so slow. No. He's building his case episode after episode with a lot of really subtle details, but like, I only got that, like what he was doing, particularly with Mook and Guy Talk, in the penultimate episode where like he's literally using Muay Thai as the backdrop for these scenes. Where like you're getting like the physical violence interspersed between these, and like the trio of women is now fighting. Like, you're getting and Greg is at large. But it snuck up on me. But I walked away from that episode being like, oh. And I thought that the Mook and Guy Talk of it all were really like that's the thesis relationship actually. In this one reader's
I think that it's a great read. I'm being earnest. For fucking once. I'm denying my bitch gut. No, I think that's a really good point. I think the problem is that I'm often on my phone when I watch TV.
Yeah, totally.
But I am so invested in the three women. I
could not agree more.
anytime they're on the screen, I'm like, yes, rip each other's throats out, which is so toxic.
Oh my god, it's good. Yeah.
I do hope Carrie Coons gets her comeuppance.
I know. I love her.
Yeah.
I do. I really do.
I know she's problematic too, but I am rooting for her.
No, right. She's my girl. And then, like, Leslie Bibb, I could watch do anything.
Yeah.
Her character is so compelling to me.
Yeah, agreed.
That's a well-developed woman I've met.
Totally.
She is interpersonally rather lovely.
Right. No, I think that's what makes her interesting is, like, because she plays all the sides, and it's like you see how she gets there because, like, I don't know, she's good at playing all the sides,
right.
Like being like, yeah, no, you're right, that's fucked up, but then like
and
being like, she's such a bitch, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And people with her politics, like, generally are just playing to the side that has the power and protects their self-interest.
Yeah.
So
you know, she's had differing opinions about Elon Musk over the years.
I do know that about her.
Anything more on White Lotus?
Nope.
Should we get
now that we've discussed Mike White, another really great creator, let's talk about us.
Let's talk about us, baby. We wrote this week, huge. Did we write our books?
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
But we did a writing exercise prescribed to us by Erin Woods, and you guys saw last episode, she's really smart.
She's really good.
She's really good.
The writing exercise was to take, like, a place, right? And try to, like, create a little mini vignette, if you will.
A place we only have, like, cursory information about.
Yeah.
It's like she talked about just having an impression as if from a train.
Yeah.
On a place, like a town, and imagining what kind of story could unfold in that place.
And giving it, like, a good 500 words.
Yeah.
Which was, like, a page single space for me.
I was putting spaces everywhere I wanted.
We each wrote 500 words about that place, whatever that means to you.
Yeah. But we exchanged almost no notes.
Yes.
Like, we didn't even, it wasn't until last night at, like, midnight that we were texting.
I texted Molly, like, having a little bit of fun with this writing assignment.
And I was like, fuck, I gotta start it.
And it's like, it's midnight the night before.
And I stayed up till 1 writing it.
Hell yeah.
Brother. I wrote a little bit on the train this morning, too. I wrote the whole thing on my phone.
Cool.
I do a lot of work from my phone.
Yeah. Should we read them first and then
let's each share how we chose the place we chose to write about. Okay. So where are we in your little writing exercise?
When I went to the hotel spa by myself, I went to Rockaway, the beach in New York. Famously great place to go in March. And I was very charmed by the town and, like, so interested that people live in this, like, beach town in New York City. So that's what mine is about. And specifically, it kind of takes place in the restaurant where I ate dinner by myself on my birthday.
And see, I think you have too much data. I think you have too much data on the place you wrote about.
What do you mean?
The assignment was as if from a train window you see the town.
Because it was her birthday when she was on the train.
Well, it's not just that you saw it from a window and passing. You spent 24 hours.
I don't think there's anything
living and breathing in the Rockaways.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't know Rockaway.
I don't know Rockaway like that. She goes to a different school.
Literally.
No, yeah. I'm just.
You're just busting my balls?
Gorgeous balls.
All right.
Wait, I'm sorry. That is a throw. That's a comment that you don't get that Jupes gets because I covered it earlier. And
what?
I do.
It's an inside joke from when we were on the subway.
It still made me laugh.
Wait, I do just need to tell you what happened.
Okay.
Gorgeous ball. I was walking Hector, who's not yet neutered. He's too young, you perverts. Lay off.
Yeah.
And a woman who lives in my building stopped me and was like, "Are you gonna neuter him?" And I was like, "Yeah, we are." And she's like, "Oh." And I was like, "Why? Like, do you have an opinion about that? Do you think?" And she goes, "Yeah. Well, it's a personal decision, but I love his little balls." And then I'm like walking away with my dog already because, like, what? And she goes, "They're just so sexy."
Dude, what?
Yeah. A real woman said that to me about my puppy.
Is it the same one who commented on his red rocket in the elevator?
No. No, that woman has dementia.
Oh, okay. Honestly, in your building, this woman might have dementia too. We don't know. Yeah. Maybe she just read Fourth Wing. I don't know.
Siege aptly describes our neighborhood, the Upper East Side, as the physical therapy district.
Everyone is so old.
Everyone's so old. Okay, sorry, throw it. But
I can't believe she said that. That is crazy. How did you not lead the podcast with that?
Okay, yeah, no, just busting your gorgeous balls.
Yeah,
I actually think it's
my
totally
sexy balls.
Your sexy balls. I think it's totally fair that you chose Rockaway.
Okay, thanks. Good
Yeah.
Jesus. What did you pick?
Okay, so and here you're gonna be like, oh, you're gonna be
You
like,
did the
you
same fucking
hypocrite.
thing. You're gonna be like, the Upper East Side.
No, I chose LA specifically.
Yeah. Boo.
Boo. No, specifically, it was when I was in a car to LAX from Culver City. In Culver City, there's like low bungalow houses, and I had that in my head.
Okay, I love
someone
that.
who lives there. Yeah.
Oh my god, so excited.
Ooh.
Yeah, like gross. I'm so upset.
freaking out.
You can't be mean, even in your head.
Oh no.
I'll know.
I know your heart.
I do.
Do you want to start?
Yeah. Should I give a little like prelude or just get into
Turn all the lights off.
Do you want to wear a bag over your head?
kind of.
Yeah, you're allowed to give any kind of preface you
Wait,
want.
oh my god, you're actually gonna die at the first part.
I'm excited. Oh, mine's bad.
So mine is bad. Mine is bad. Yeah, I wish I could turn it to the wall to read mine.
We can go back to back if you want.
No.
We can do it.
No.
We can
Unless,
do it.
Okay.
We can do it.
Do you want any
You
context?
can give any context you want. It's your choice.
No, actually no, I'm gonna give no context.
Okay.
Okay, I swear to God, if Charles gets promoted to partner over me next week, that's it. I'm walking out of the office and never coming back. Tom can lick my balls, Greg says, swirling his wine. If promotions were based on how much Greg talks about his law firm over a candlelit dinner, he would have made partner about 2 years ago. And based on how much he talks about both Charles and Tom licking his balls, you'd think one of them was sitting across the table from him instead of me. Sometimes I wish I cared about my career as much as Greg does. It does seem to light a fire in him, or whatever they say. I've been designing at the same ad agency for 7 years now. I've actually been promoted plenty of times, to be honest, and I even have an enemy of my own, the head of design, Sam. Ugh. Sam has had it out for me from day one. I can count on my hand the number of times Sam has complimented my work, because it's exactly one. But frankly, no promotion would make me want to talk about Sam when I can see the beach from where I'm sitting. I'll admit I was a little nervous when Greg invited me to spend the weekend in Rockaway Beach with him in March, because we have been dating for 3 years, and he knows how much I love the beach. All signs were pointing to an engagement, and Greg is great, but he knows that I'm not ready to get married yet. We've talked about it at length over episodes of Love is Blind. But once I realized that Rockaway Beach in March is code for Greg got a deal, I took a look at the spa website and packed my bags. I wasn't able to feel the cold once I'd been in the sauna for an hour anyway. And now my shriveled raisin body is in a gorgeous dress sitting across from Greg as someone in the corner of the restaurant plays a cover of La Vie en Rose. It's all a little on the nose. Tess. Greg waves his hand at me from across the table. Huh? Oh, sorry, what were you saying? I answer, shaking my head. I asked if you wanted more wine. Maybe you were in the sauna for too long today. Not possible, but whatever. Oh yeah, I'll take a smidge, thanks. Charles wasn't even on the Murphy case for the most part. He was on his honeymoon for like half of the trial, Greg continues. Oh good, he's still going. I gotta hand it to Greg. He knows how to pick a hotel. Our room overlooks the bay with a view of the city. I feel just far enough from my tiny apartment on the Upper West Side to miss it. Off to the little men's room, hun, back in a flash, Greg offers. I take a big swig of my Pinot Noir as he gets up, and wait a minute. Is that Sam? Sam, the head of design, who told me my art direction for the Raymond campaign was uninspired, is sitting in the corner of this very restaurant, wearing a bow tie of all things, playing La Vie en Rose on the piano.
The that's a book I would fucking buy.
You're such a bitch. That's so good.
No, it's not, guys. I literally was getting embarrassed.
How good of a writer you are.
Oh,
It's so good.
That was, guys, please.
Dialogue.
Yeah.
You are.
I'm gonna kill myself.
No.
I'm not following that.
No, shut up.
I have to go away for 3 hours and write something different.
No.
I'm so mad.
No.
I'm genuinely not gonna read mine anymore.
That's not fair.
See,
I'm gonna get my gun out. You have to.
Yeah, you have to.
You guys, it's not good.
We can
It's
cut this
bad.
because I want to cut mine.
No,
No.
that was fucking
No,
awesome.
it was not.
I'm
loved certain
it.
that yours.
I'm sorry. Also, I loved it. I loved it. It was very funny.
Do you love it more than Onyx Story?
I'm good.
Great. I'm mentally ill again. I'll write some smut for you.
That's really fucking
No,
good.
it's. You really don't have to chuff me up like that.
I'm not. I'm really mad at you. Can you not tell?
I was getting a
fuck?
little shy at the end. I think the ending was a little bit like not so great,
Wait,
but
what?
What are you talking about? What are you talking
it was like a little too neat. I feel like, but I was writing a little short story. I thought of it as kind of like a short story.
I didn't.
That's okay.
Chapter 1.
That's okay.
I thought of it as like do like a meditative exercise on place.
That is what it is.
No, what you wrote is a punchy, a type 5, a type 2. That was great. A type 500. I'm so mad at you.
It was not great.
No, I want more. I want more.
Well,
You're gonna
too
hear-
bad. Because I only wrote 500 words.
I really like it.
Thank you. Should I say how I felt about
Yes.
it? Okay. I actually, as I texted you, I was like having fun, and I was like, as every exercise we've done, I put it off till the last minute, and I was stressed about it, and I was like, fuck, I actually can't do this. And then I was like, well, I have to do it. So I sat down and I was like, wait, I'm actually, and then another thing is like, sorry, I kept going back to like, it has to be all these things. I have to like, I'm making a little romance novel. Like, I have to figure out what fucking Tess, whatever, wants. And then I was like, wait,
Why didn't you tell me?
I was doing all of this in my head. I didn't, till I sat down last night, I didn't actually do anything. And then I like freed myself and I was like, I'm just gonna have fun. Like, I'm just gonna have a little fun time and like see what happens. And
Wait, so did you do the
no, I was just like, there has to
That just poured out of you?
No, I did a lot of like, it's also hard to, I did a lot of just like meditating on it before I actually did it. But I did just decide, I was like, I just want it to be fun and like a little bit silly. And then I also took a lot of inspiration from like your character a little bit.
Save it. Save it.
But first of all, I don't think this was very good, but
It
I
is.
do think it kind of like,
It's really good.
I think it kind of like warmed me up a little bit in a
Yeah.
way that like, because I will be honest, like as we get closer to 10,000 words due at the end of April,
Yeah.
I've been a little bit like, oh shit, there's a podcast we made and I'm actually not quite sure I can do this.
Like we talked about with Callie, like it's the blank page. Like,
Yeah.
are you excited about or daunted
Yeah.
by the blank page? And I agree, this helped. Like break the seal.
It broke the seal,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I might not be great. I might not be good, but I can put something on the page and have fun with it.
And I think I edit better than I draft.
Well, would you like to edit?
No, I'm trying to set
Oh.
people's
Yeah,
expectations
yeah.
for what they're about to hear. I think what you did is so good.
Stop it.
But I agree, it felt like, okay, this is... And 10,000 is just 20 of what we just did.
That's what I keep saying.
10,500.
Fucking
Okay, 21 of what we just did.
And that's doable. Like,
Yeah.
and especially I will say, like, when you're writing dialogue, it's like
Yeah.
it kind of, dialogue was the hardest part for sure. And like, because I had to be like, I'm writing this character who I don't really like, so he talks in a way that I don't like.
Right.
But it doesn't. But he still
But
needs to
it's still
talk like
human.
a person.
Yeah.
And then also like I find the hard thing honestly with dialogue when you are going. Sounds so like stupid, but like going back and forth between people, making it sound natural and including stuff like he said, she said. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Those like little
I really struggled with that, and I didn't use those, and I'm worried it doesn't read clearly as a result.
I'm sure it'll try doing little voices.
So actually, my book is only available through audio, where I can do the little voices, so you understand who's talking.
She's gonna do Liverpool. Liverpool in Los Angeles.
I'm doing Liverpool.
But yeah, I had fun, which made me think, like, I do think this is gonna be, like, I'm gonna hate my life doing it, but, like, there are gonna be glimmers of fun.
I like writing.
Exactly.
It's fun.
Yeah,
We're
and
doing
also,
this because we like to write.
this is a kind of writing I don't think I've ever really done.
Right.
Which is crazy because we have a podcast about it. But, like,
No, same.
it was very different.
It was really good. I think I'm still working my way into that kind of writing, and I think that what I'm doing still smacks a little too much of, like, different fucking creative writing classes I've taken in my adult life. Not adult life, in college.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read, because I'm actually feeling insane.
Okay, do you want to talk about your process at all, or just go for it?
No, I just want to do
Okay.
it. I let the screen door slam behind me when I step out onto my porch. Maybe he'll hear it. Maybe he's been gradually rewired over the 2 years we've lived next to each other to register the choreography of my daily life. He could be salivating right now with no conscious idea why. The truth is, I listen for the start of his car in the morning, for the soft ranchera music floating from his kitchen window while he cooks dinner. He wouldn't need to slam a door to announce himself. He's always just there, in the house next door and at the fringes of my thoughts. It's brutal, really. I fish the joint from the pocket of my shorts and sit down on the steps, stretching my legs out in front of me. It's spring, post-daylight saving, and the sky is streaked with pink and pale gold even though it's past 7. I inhale deeply and savor the ripe, damp scent that originally lured me to Los Angeles from the desert. Hell, I even let hope bubble up and part my lips into a smile. The hairs on the back of my arms stand up and my hope balloons dangerously when I hear the soft glide of his back door opening. I train my sight on the sunset, but every other sense on his approach. The composite effect is that I feel him getting closer, like I have sonar, but just for Daniel. Hey, stoner. Takes one to know one. He smiles easily. It lights up his whole face. He reaches the redwood fence that separates our lots and crosses his arms on top of it. I look back to the sky and away from the edge of his t-shirt sleeve, pulled tight against his bicep. For our smoking pleasure tonight, I have an herbaceous indica, good for relieving inflammation and general agita, I say to the sky. My sonar pings steadily as he moves from his place at the fence, down his front path, and up mine. I finally level my gaze to meet his. What's been giving you agita? He sits down next to me, his legs stretching out further than mine. I like seeing their 4 parallel lines. You know, showbiz, I say, wiggling my fingers for flair while keeping the joint pinched in one hand. He doesn't really know. Daniel's not in the industry. He was an early employee at some Silicon Valley winner, and now he mostly consults for early-stage tech companies. Still having trouble with the funding? I soften and let my shoulder just graze his. It's nice that he knows more than just the contours of my job and tracks the details over time. Yeah, everything's on hold until we find a replacement producer. I shrug lightly, but can practically hear the sharp hiss of hope leaking out of me. He turns to me, frowning. What? I hand him the joint. He accepts with one hand and pulls a lighter from his pocket with the other. Still frowning, he brings the joint to his lips and nurtures it until it's lit. He passes it back to me without taking a full drag. When he turns to face me, his face is bright again. I know who can produce your movie.
You guys!
Shut the hell up.
That is such fucking feedback, and I'm noting that. You guys are incredible.
Shut the hell up is what I have to say.
You threw a temper tantrum for no fucking
that was
reason.
great.
Bad.
No, it wasn't, Molly.
Bad.
Molly, that was excellent.
I won't
Literally,
hear it.
We're probably gonna cut the first attempt, but Molly said one sentence, and I went, "Oh, please, this is great." Like, you could write the back of the Spindrift
bad,
Cam,
but it's okay.
and I'd be like,
It's okay, because it'll get better.
Molly, it's not bad.
It'll
I
get
think
better.
I think it's great,
It's
I
just
think
a
it's
little exercise, for God.
Well, I think it was I think you did a really good job with the exercise. I could see it. It was so visceral. Like, I could see the back porch. I loved the 4 parallel line things. Like, what the fuck? That was so
Shut up.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Shut
Shut up. No, it's just, it was an exercise. It's
That
not,
you did very well.
but
Take
it's
the
not
compliment.
the kind of, thanks. It's, it's not the kind of writing that the book's gonna be either, which is making me uncomfortable.
Why? Why wouldn't it be?
Because it'll just be like, I think, funnier.
I
than
thought it was
that.
funny.
It was like sad.
I didn't think it was sad. Maybe I'm just like sad. No, I thought it. I thought there was one really like part that I was like, oh, that's funny. I also really thought like we talk a lot about like authors who understand humans, and I like really liked. I was like, I understand this girl who is listening for the porch door because I am her. Like, love her, see her, know her.
Girl who's gonna be okay.
Girl who's not
Barely.
okay. Yeah,
That's why it's sad. Not okay, by the way.
But that's humanity, and I think like you captured such a slice of humanity with yours.
I don't love it. But
okay, well, shut up.
It was
shut up about my favorite piece of literature.
I will say you did like influence me when we texted very, very briefly last night, and you said you were making it romantic.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, good.
Just because I don't know. That's what we're doing. I don't know how else to do this. Yeah. So.
But I think that's actually where a lot of the exercise was really, I found it enjoyable too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my nervousness about then sharing the exercise is because I think there's a pretty big delta between like how I approach the exercise and how I'll approach the book. But
sure.
I think writing exercises are meant to like stretch.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Like, and also like, you know that thing that like your high school teachers always used to say, like, your name could not be on your paper and I would fucking know it's your paper because I know how you write. I think that's true. Like, yeah, you might write differently, but it will still be you.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Like, it doesn't matter that it was a first pass. It will be good because you wrote it.
And it wasn't. And
it was good.
Now the cat's out of the bag. I'm a bad writer.
The cat, you saved the cat and it got out of the bag. God damn it.
Did you? Oh, I'll take it.
She was threatening to throw that cookie because she was mad at Molly. If you give a mouse a cookie.
Did your English teacher grade blindly?
I don't know.
No, like in high school, like they would say, "Don't put your name on it."
I think she just means like.
No. Yeah, they always used to say like.
Ours actually
like,
did.
Okay.
But then.
Sorry, I wasn't prepared to respond.
So what? So I mentioned it because ours said the same thing. Like, yeah, we grade blind. Like, you'd have to come up with an alias for your paper. Yeah. But they were like, we always know who's who because we know how you write.
Yeah, ours was like a threat about the dangers of AI.
Was AI a thing when we were in high school? We are 30.
No, people used to plagiarize. Plagiarism's always been a thing, and I've always been afraid of it. Yeah, they would be like, don't even plagiarize because I know how you write.
I know your heart.
And I know your heart, and that was good, so shut up.
Also, I don't know when the window was opened. I'm not crying about the exercise. I have allergies, but I wasn't crying.
No.
I want you guys to know
I was crying because it was so
crying.
Beautiful and acutely sad in the way that living a human life is.
Oh, now it's sad?
Well,
it is sad.
It's not
Thank
sad.
you.
Life is sad, by the way.
Yeah, by the way.
And it's a beautiful slice of life, is what I'll say. Excellent work. Our clammy ass hands slide past each other. We just shook hands. We're both soaking wet from stress.
Classic nervous girl shake.
Yeah. I have to say, I think that exercise, like, really, like, I had a wonderful time. Despite, I am not proud of the work, but the work set me free.
You should be proud of the work.
You should be proud of the work. She was like, I'm going to shoot you both with my gun. Yeah, it was really fun. Anything else to say about it?
No, I am like, okay, now let's have to
dive
crank.
in.
Yeah.
And we have a short period between recording our next episode, but I'm going, this like broke the seal for real, where I'm like, and like I don't know how I'm going to start, but I'm now excited to start.
Do it. Yeah.
Whereas before I felt mostly fear.
Yeah, now it's more excitement. This also gave me a good sense of like how long it takes to get certain like pages down. Yeah. Like, yeah, if I have to do this 21 times, I can do that, but this took me, I'd say, an hour.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And then I think some scenes take way longer because you're being like, they carry a ton of like impact for the total arc. We have now, at this point in the pod, spoken about Catherine Walsh so many times. Yeah. But she posted to Instagram literally today.
I saw this, yes.
Like, it was her being like, I can't believe this is my life. But she said she spent a whole day writing a sex scene.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess this helped me kind of, like, budget how much time it's going to take to get the pages in by our deadline. But also I think it will be, like, a little bit variable and asymmetrical. Definitely. Where, like, some scenes... pages you could just be stuck on for
sure
days.
I think writer's block is a very real thing and we're going to experience it, and I as I've mentioned before, I fear fun and games. I think fun and games is really gonna shiver me timbers.
Also I think this exercise reminded me of a tendency of mine that I need to combat in this whole process. My proclivity is to write and edit in real time. Write, edit, like paragraph by paragraph even, or at least chunk by chunk. And I can't be doing that.
No, but I found myself, and I don't know if you're saying the same thing, like, I wasn't really rewriting things, but I found myself being like, doing the puzzle thing where I'm like, I gotta put the piano, I gotta mention the piano up here, and like, which was like a fun exercise.
I need to start thinking more like math.
I don't think you need to start thinking more like math. I think you have all the pieces.
I need to start thinking more like math.
No, I don't mean to keep being like, we need to value math in schools. That's not what I'm trying to... I'm not trying to say.
We need to value the humanities.
We need to, if anything, we need to value the humanities. But no, it was just like fun, not fun necessarily, but like doing that process of like setting little traps for the reader, you know? Not that I
wicked
did that,
girl, you
but like,
did.
you know, that you have to kind of, I don't know, to be behind the curtain.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yes, totally. Okay. Anything else you got on the writing exercise?
No, if anything, it just like lit a fire under my ass and got me excited, which I think I actually really needed. So thank you, Erin.
Yeah.
And like, I think if I had just gone right into this, I would have like really freaked out. So
the writing was fun, but actually this very podcast recording has probably
taken years off your life.
Yeah, sent me back weeks. So.
She's gonna start reading Fourth Wing again.
Yeah.
Okay, well then let's just try to put a bow on it and move on, shall we?
Yeah.
What's the most romantic thing that happened to you this week?
Mine is a very obnoxious answer, but we've been talking about it a lot this week. So we've never shied away from the political on this podcast. And I think we've made it clear that this is a tough administration and a pretty fatalistic time.
Oh, sorry, I thought we were into T2. I thought we were T2 girls.
No, we're not T2 girls. So the most romantic thing to me isn't so much like an event, but rather an idea, a powerful idea. And we've literally discussed it this week, but the most, like, to be a patriot, like the most...
Are you talking about jury duty?
No.
Are you talking about serving right now?
Listen.
Did you get called again? Sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm always getting called. The most patriotic thing you can do is criticize your country.
Oh, yes.
And I think it's deeply romantic to care enough about your country to critique it and like express dissent and advance it towards a more perfect union.
Agreed.
That's literally the whole fucking deal.
Yeah. And we've strayed so far from the Founding Fathers' light.
So far. And what really kind of like sparked that romantic feeling for me was Cory Booker's filibuster this week. It happened this week of recording, but he said something during it that just like lit me ablaze.
Yeah.
He said, if America hasn't broken your heart, you don't love her enough.
Oh my God, I have chills.
If that's not romance, I don't know.
Oh my God. Am I feeling proud to be a Democrat right now? Ew.
And we have struggled with America. I went through a whole phase of struggle. Like, fuck this place. We are the global enemy #1. And do I still think that? Yes, we're antagonistic in many ways. But I also, it's my home.
Yeah.
and I love it enough to criticize it.
Yes.
And that's romantic.
Yeah, I totally agree. When people say, like, you should just leave, like, first of all, that's a whole thing. Second of all, like, I don't want to leave. It's my house. You can't kick me out of my house. I'm gonna do a reno to the house. I'm gonna take my sledgehammer to the house before I leave the house.
And will you keep the glass ceiling, or will you demolish it?
I will demolish it. But her emails.
Yeah, that's that. Well, what's the most romantic thing that happened to you this week, huh?
Okay, I have two. Sorry, but one I like have been telling people about, and like they get sort of a cloud of sadness wash over them. So like, Jupes just looked down. And then the other one is like related, but like slightly happier. So. So
whatever, Chris.
I actually like probably shouldn't share this, but mine is that I went to the spa by myself for my birthday. I don't want this to come off sad. I'm a very truly at my heart a deeply introverted person. I love being by myself. My mom raised me saying be your own best friend. It however backfired into deep independence, and now when I say it she goes, no, Jesus is your best friend. But
okay, fuck me, I guess.
Okay, Holy Trinity vibes. But you are my I have many best friends, but I am also I'm one of them.
Chief among them,
Yeah.
you.
Yes, I am one of my best friends.
Yeah.
Okay? She's a great girl. And I love spending time by myself, which is why I went to the hotel. And but one thing I did was I packed birthday candles. My suitcase. Try not to laugh.
I love it.
Try not to laugh.
I love it.
Okay. And I ordered myself a little dessert, and I brought it up to my hotel room. And Jupes had gotten me a Gucci lighter for my birthday. So
That's so nice.
I brought it with me to the hotel. And
You brought your little treasure.
yeah. And I also brought the mini European cigarette that Emma and Ben gave me. I didn't smoke it. 30. And I lit my candles and I made a birthday wish.
I love that.
Yeah.
Also, that is like that's a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like not tradition, but like a practice.
Yeah, a ritual maybe.
That's the word I was looking for. It's a ritual that I actually do find a lot of grounding.
Yeah,
I
think
love
it's nice to make it
a birthday wish.
And I'm so like inner child, whatever. And I
Heal
just
her.
yeah. I mean, I have a whole tattoo about like being 13, but so that for me I was like
yeah.
and then the other one, this was just kind of like a funny one. I was getting a prescription the other day, and from my like 4-week sinus infection that I have.
Still raging.
Yeah, that I currently have. The antibiotic did not take. And they're like, what's your birthday? And I said it. This was right before my birthday. And the woman next to me in line, I think this is insane, first of all, let me just preface. She turns to me and goes, happy almost birthday. 30, big one. I was like, you just violated HIPAA for sure, but it still was cute.
To share a nice little message.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
It is crazy, but I kind of liked it.
Yeah,
so,
no.
Yeah.
Also, quick math. I get that it's just like
But I wouldn't have done it.
95, 25.
Yeah.
But come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, quickie. Show
She
off.
did not miss a beat, too. She's probably great at writing puzzles.
Should we have her on the pod?
Yeah.
All right.
Her take on math.
Yeah, she thinks like math.
Yeah. She's doing the Beautiful Mind at CVS Pharmacy. Beautiful Mind. Okay, that's it for me.
Oh, God, bye.